morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
It's Monday, and today's show is all about some of the funniest comedians that has ever been up here. And I mean, they're so funny that we actually have them on our Breakfast Club wall. Of course, when Marlon Wayans always comes through. Marlon Wayans is probably one of the funniest dudes to ever come up here, and he's always up here. And we can't forget about our guy, Kevin Hart and Will Packer. When Kevin Hart comes up, you never know what to expect. And there is no holds barred when he's in the building. So today's show, we're going to be kicking into Kevin Hart, Will Packer, and Marlon Wayans. So keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on the Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is James calling from Lumberton, North Carolina.
Hey, James from Carolinas. Get it off your chest, brother.
Yeah, that song IDGF with Chris Brown in it, you gonna give it up or whatever.
Yes, sir.
That's a disrespectful song, man. This woman is telling him that she's in a relationship, she's good, he treats her good, the states are good, everything, and he's steady talking about, well, I remember when we used to get down, let's go get a room, come on, let's go. That's so disrespectful.
How old are you, King?
I'm 44, I'll be 45 next month.
Okay, so we in the same age range. I'm 46. We've heard more disrespectful songs, bro. I mean, that's just been the norm in R&B and hip hop for a long time. You know, men don't care if the woman got a good man.
You remember Carl Thomas, I Wish?
Oh my God, that man was mad because
He was a stalker.
And
she
that man
wanted
had
to
a
stay with her family.
She driving by the crib.
She needed to build a wall around Carl Thomas. Carl Thomas needed to be arrested.
That man said, but what about me?
At the least investigate. He was stalking the woman.
Sure was. Thank you, brother.
Baby in another life. I know she regret giving that man any poom poom.
Hello, who's this?
It's Jamel
Jamel.
from New Bern, North Carolina.
What up, Jamel? Get it off your chest.
Hey, I just wanted to call y'all and say y'all good morning. Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, what's happening?
Good morning, baby.
Appreciate you.
Hey, I also want to know, I got two questions. Charlamagne the God.
Yes.
I need all your books. I got Shook one. I'm reading that right now.
Okay. I got a new book called Get Honest or Die Lying, Why Small Talk Sucks.
Okay, say less. And I also want to shout out my wife and my kids.
Damn, I thought you was a stud. You sounded like a stud.
What?
Oh my God.
Charlamagne!
He did. This whole time I thought
Hey, I listen to y'all every morning.
Okay.
It's my first time calling, and I got straight through. That's crazy.
Well, appreciate you, King.
But Charlamagne, can you send me a book or something?
I got you. I got a pack in here for you.
I need that black privilege.
Hold on, don't hang up.
Okay.
All right, say less. All right,
Get
DJ
that,
Envy. All right, Jess.
All right, babe.
He ain't sound like a stud.
I'm confused.
Very much.
Was it a stud at the end?
Very much.
No, that was the same person.
That was the same person the whole time. He did sound a little steady.
He or she could have a wife regardless if she's a stud.
Yeah, I was going to say, wife and kids, but then she ain't never denied.
She ain't never denied, so she probably
Yeah,
was
so
a
she
stud.
probably is. It's like, oh, you got me, then ask for some books.
Studs don't know they got a sound.
Hello, who's this?
Yeah, my name is Official.
What's your mama call you? What's your mama call you?
Nah, my real name is Official Coffee. You can look it up.
Official Coffee.
I'm from Florida, North Miami, Florida.
I totally understand. Carry on.
All right, well, get it off your chest, brother.
All right, I just want to get off my chest. I got vision impaired in 2020. My rap name is Uber Thrax. I've been calling all day. I'm sorry, I'm very nervous. I watch Breakfast Club every day. I listen to it. I can't watch it, LOL. But I just want to say I'm striving out here. I would just want to know if I could get a shout out. If I could get some followers up on Instagram. I'm trying to boost my rap career. I'm blind and I'm stuttering because I can't believe that I'm talking to y'all right now. And sorry for not saying good morning, DJ Envy.
It's all good, brother.
Good morning, Charlamagne the God.
Peace.
Good morning, Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
You all are doing great things, and you guys give me motivation because I'm a jack of all trades. Even though I'm blind, I still strive and keep going on. I sell organic soaps. I don't know if you guys like organic soaps. If I could have an address to send you guys some free samples.
Okay.
I'm just shocked right now. I'm sorry. Like I don't know what else to say. I rap. I'm on every platform. My rap name is Uber Thrax.
Okay.
UBER.
All right.
THRAX.
Okay.
I'm on every platform: Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, YouTube, Spotify, everything.
Now listen.
And I also want to talk about Kendrick versus Drake.
Hey.
Okay, I'm gonna slow down.
No, we appreciate you, and we appreciate you seeing us and appreciating us. But this call is going on way too long.
But he's blind.
And he's excited.
He can't see us.
I know.
But we appreciate you, and we gonna.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that,
It's
boss.
all good. It's all good. What you want to say about Kendrick Drake, real quick? 30 seconds or less.
All right, man. Straight up, I want to say I understand everybody feel like Kendrick Lamar won the battle. He did, because they're not like us. But Drake let us know he's a soft ass. So all the you said, we already knew, because Drake said it already. But I respect both of them boys. But come on, man.
Kendrick Lamar won
Let's
that
really
battle.
be real.
Kendrick Lamar won that battle, and it's not even close.
You can't call somebody a soft ass and then say I respect both of the boys.
Right.
That's right.
He already told us that. He did not tell us that he like him young.
No.
He actually did, though.
What you saying?
In that Tailor-Made freestyle, he said that was going to be one of Kendrick's angles, but that don't mean it still didn't hit when Kendrick said it.
He never said, I'm a colonizer, y'all. And y'all some
He ain't
slaves.
say he was a colonizer.
Yeah.
He didn't say that.
Yo, what if he was like, and Jess Hilarious, you just glowing. Like, how you know?
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Ray!
Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is.
We live? Hello, who's this?
Hey, yo, this is Orlando from the 757.
757. What's up, Orlando? Get it off your chest.
Man, I just want to give a big shout out to all the truckers, you know what I'm saying? We making it happen this morning.
Salute to all the truck drivers out there, man, and all the truck driver wives like Jess Hilarious.
No doubt. And Envy, man, I just want to know when we going to bring that car show down to the 757.
You know what?
I got a food truck. I said, when you bring your car show down to the 757?
The 757 been calling a lot, and I think I'm gonna try to do it next year. I'm not sure when. Maybe I could get the Hampton Coliseum to do it. But yeah, everybody from the 757, I went to Hampton University, so that's my second home down there. So I'm gonna try to put a play together to get it down there, though.
No doubt, because we got a food truck. You know what I'm saying? I think we got the best food truck down there.
All right, well, pull up in New York, New Jersey. You a truck driver? You know mine is August 17th. Pull up down here.
And I'm not just a truck driver. I'm an order hauler. So, you need them cars moved. That's what I do.
Say no more. Say no more. Hit me in the DM. And you in the truck now? Blow the horn for us. Hey, thank you, brother. Be safe out there on the road.
All right, fam. Be safe.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, good morning. This is James calling from North Carolina.
James from North Carolina. What's up? Get it off your chest, brother.
Yo, I just wanted to say, man, the Marley family is so musically gifted, man. That YG Marley that gives y'all the thanks. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, it doesn't matter if I'm in a bad mood. Whenever I hear that joint, my spirit is immediately uplifted, man. I mean, man, I'm Damien, his brother Damien, I used to listen to him all the time, but man. Yeah, no, they're all talented. Rohan, Damien, of course, Pops, Bob, like they are all talented. You can just listen to their music all day long. So yeah, they are a talented family.
Fertile too.
Oh yeah.
Let's hear that song. I ain't Give God the Thanks it's called?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh yeah, Give God the Thanks.
Give God the Thanks. I gotta go check that up.
It's called Praise Jah in the Morning.
I love that. I love a song giving glory to God.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called Praise Jah in the Morning.
Mm-hmm. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
The legend, man.
Bill Burr. Welcome.
Hey.
How you feeling?
I'm all right.
You all right?
Yeah. When you hear the word legend, do you just feel old or you feel like I'm accomplished?
I don't know what I feel. I never feel like this business is. You feel like any moment, like whatever you got is going to go away. So I don't pay attention to that stuff. I obviously like it. No, legend doesn't make me feel old. It makes me feel good. But when somebody's like, man, I grew up on your comedy.
Yeah.
I started listening to you when I was 8. I'm like, oh my God. And you see them, they're like, divorced. You're like, oh God, how old am I? So yeah, I would say that's the type of stuff that makes me feel old.
I want to go back a little bit if you don't mind.
Okay.
I want to know, what got Bill Burr into comedy?
Traumatic childhood.
Was it
Sorry,
nobody happy gets into this stuff. Then the delusions of fame get into your head, and then you somehow get into it. No, I mean, I definitely liked it when I was growing up, but I got into it by chance. So I thought, you had to be in Hollywood to get into it. Like, I had no idea there was this huge stand-up scene in Massachusetts. So I was working in a warehouse, and I was working with this guy, and he was into stand-up the way I was, and he was funny as hell. One night we used to go over to his house, have a couple of beers before we went out, save some money. And we were watching stand-up, and he was going, Bill, we're funnier than these guys. He goes, one night I'm going to take a shot at Jack Daniels and go up on stage. And that's when it stopped being on TV. And it was next to me, and I started thinking, oh, wait a minute, if he can try it, I can try it. Still took me another 5 years to figure it out. I started kind of late.
Did you ever feel like you had to wear a dress or suck a to get on in Hollywood?
Jesus Christ.
No, and that whole theory is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's what's going on out there. Yeah. That there's more pedophiles in Hollywood than there are in plumbing. It's like it's a problem.
Why plumbing?
I don't know. Just like regular jobs, they're acting like every pedophile in jail created friggin' Star Wars. Yeah, it's no, it's like they're going, that's what's going on. What's funny is what's going on in Hollywood is going on in most businesses, where it's there's a lot of people working overtime, not getting paid, not getting credit, and getting pushed down, and people at the top taking more and more. But the problem with Hollywood is those idiots stay in Hollywood, and they look at most of the country like flyover states, and then they go on these stupid, award shows, and they talk down to them. That's everybody is like that, but then they just the sociopaths get the dumb people wound up.
What did Bill Burr want to be before he became a comedian? Or you just always wanted to do comedy?
I was just failing at everything. I did horrible in school, so I just felt like hopelessly behind until I started hanging out, with people that were into comedy, and then somehow I found it. Then I remember doing that, and then I was just like, all right, this is what I'm supposed to do, because everything else I was doing, I just never felt like this is not it. I don't feel like these people aren't the same kind of weird that I am. Did
you ever want to quit?
Once. No, one time I thought I wasn't going to make it. It was the only time I ever thought it.
When was this?
You bombed?
No. No, I happen all the time. That's just part of this stuff. I was doing I'm not going to say where I was because it's a sad story. We don't bum you out.
Okay.
So I was doing this club that I'd just been going to for years and years and years and years and years. Every other year I'd go there. New hour. Going to get them. I'm in with the morning radio guys. And the same 30 people were showing up. So it was after the late show. And I was sitting there, reeking of smoke, because you could smoke all 3 shows. Smelled like I fought a fire. My eyes were all burning. And I was just looking at the wait staff, and they were lifers. They had been there before, and they were older, a little bit heavier, and they were counting up their money, and they were smoking their cigarettes. And the same amount of people had showed up. And that was the first time this thought went in my head, wait a minute, am I the guy who doesn't make it? Oh my God, the panic of that. I went back to the comedy condo, and I was just laying in bed trying to turn it around, and my brain was just no, you're the guy who's not gonna make it. So that was then I got back to New York, and it was better. I came after the gig, I came back, and it's just like the energy. I had a couple of good sets. Sunday night at the Boston Comedy Club was a huge turning point for me in my career. Probably how I ended up here right now. And that would get me to think positive.
And you said you never bombed, right? And I
didn't say
you said you have bombed.
Bombed all the time.
You have, but I don't think you bombed, Bill. I think that people don't know if they should laugh at what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe now, but no.
Back
oh my
then
God. I remember bombing so bad one time. There's this comedy club called Mixed Nuts that's now called the Comedy Union. And that was the black club, right? So I went down there. It's funny, I started doing those rooms because I used to listen to Richard Pryor. So his albums were so live that you could picture the crowd. So I had this idea of what a crowd looked like. It was weird. I'm white as hell, and that was my idea of what a crowd was. So I ended up doing those rooms along with the white rooms, right? So I was on stage bombing so bad, like this right here, silence. And I just remember hearing this woman's voice in the back. She just goes, "I ain't laughed yet." About 10 minutes. Damn. And then that was the biggest laugh of the set. Everybody laughed, and then they just started talking amongst themselves, and I didn't know how to turn it around. It was, and there's something. It's bad enough bombing in front of your own people, but bombing in front of another race of people, knowing that you're taking down a bunch of other white comics with you, like
because you represent for all white
everybody.
comics.
It's just like I white people ain't funny. This corny ass mother. Oh man, it's not just me. There are others out there. They're funny. Yeah. It was bad.
You liked Richard Pryor. What's your favorite Richard Pryor album?
Maybe was it Something I Said? The one I can't say.
The one came out in '82 was Super.
Half of them have the N-word in it. You're going to get me in trouble. Half of them.
That was a setup question, I think.
Right. I'm lucky I got a good night's sleep. I would have been like, "Oh, I like that N-word's crazy." I will say I bought his albums because he just looked funny. That was the first one I bought. That N-word's crazy when he was pointing like that. He just looked funny. That's how I bought the first Eddie Murphy up. I bought the first Eddie Murphy album because I was like, well, he's also black. He must be funny. And that was the first one we had the rose in his ear.
You see how that works? So you did represent for all white comics because you see one funny black comic. You think
that's how it works. It's almost like I found a genre of music. So I would listen to I listened to all of his stuff, and I just there was something about the way he did it, which I didn't understand it as a kid, but the way he did it, the way he trashed white people, he got you to listen to him and laugh at yourself. Where by the time Def Jam came around, Crack 80s and all of that, black comedy was like a different thing. But like what I loved about Richard was like you like rooted for him. You felt like you knew him. It was really insane. I think he's the greatest of all time, and I think it's even close.
All right, we got more with Bill Burr when we come back, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
We are The Breakfast Club. MV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We're still kicking it with comedian Bill Burr. I got a question. Does cancel culture scare you at all? Does it make you change your set? You see a lot of comedians change their set, change how they talk, change what they talk about.
Well, that was something that, like most movements, started with something good. And then was quickly co-opted by people with their own interest, and then it just completely lost its way. And
but is it good though? Because comedians were usually the ones that
I think
didn't care about it. Like talk about everything, make you laugh,
But if there was people, the initial thing that there's these people out there sexually abusing people, like that was good to get rid of those people. That wasn't bad. But then all of a sudden it spun into, what are you talking about in your act? I kind of didn't really notice it was happening, that I was kind of on stage going like, oh, I just said that. What if somebody just takes that clip and does? I didn't realize I was doing that till I did. Dave Chappelle was doing COVID shows, and I went there and nobody had a phone, and just the freedom of that. Not like I was going to go up and say something ignorant, but just not having to worry about that when they were really kind of coming for people, because I think it's died down. It's weird.
And I was performing at Fenway Park.
Oh, that was one of those things that was so big. I don't think I even mentally dealt with it until 2 years after I did it.
35,000 people.
Yeah, something like that. I felt like I was in Led Zeppelin. They had a police escort. We drove into the thing. Yeah, that was something. So that was a one time only. Because they're like, you want to do it again? It's like, no, I don't think there's any point to go back.
A lot of requests for tickets.
Oh, from people. It wasn't that bad. What was nerve wracking though was my high school reunion also was there.
No.
So they just decided to go to the show and it's just that's just a weird thing where when I meet people from high school, I had a really cool class. So I'm still the person I was and so are they. It's just I'm doing this weird thing. I had to block that out a little bit, right? To be all those girls you were afraid to talk to. You go back to being little Billy redheaded kid in ninth grade. So I had to okay, I gotta block this shit out and do my job.
You married, right?
Yeah.
To a black woman, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
I'm
saying a white guy from Massachusetts.
I watched Different Strokes growing up. And I had a crush on Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Where'd you meet her?
First time I met her. Oh my God, this guy was blocking me so bad that night.
You don't blame him, obviously.
No, he was doing it because he was miserable in his own relationship. So he saw me and it was it was like fireworks. We just I've only met 2 people that had a vibe like her in my life. And the first one was a dude. He was just so that wasn't happening.
Wasn't he type?
No, he was just walked in the room. you know, and you just knew the person was coming in the room. She has that vibe, right?
Hold on, you got to clear that up. I want to be clear about that. You didn't date the guy or nothing.
No.
I just going to make sure.
Is it the first one?
When are black people going to let go of this homophobia? You always got to check. Like, what are you doing with your manicured eyebrows? Like, I'm going to sit here and act like you're all good over there. Like, you don't swing a leg over the fence every once in a while. Like, hey, wait a minute. Look, you got sandals on and white socks. You look like you just came from a steam room.
Travolta.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay. No, I just mean like I always paid attention to energy because my energy was terrible. I was like all introverted and blah 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 blah. So I was fascinated with people that were just free. So that's what I meant.
Got you.
Okay, we're gonna go back to sucking for a show again. This guy's a one-trick pony over here. So we go to like hang out, right? No, so we're like vibing and everything, and I literally had to say to the dude, he was like a chick. I had to be like, "Hey man, sorry, I'm not paying attention to you." That's how they. I was just like, I'm hitting it off with him, man. I think this is going all right, right? So the end of the night comes, the end of the stand-up show, and he just comes walking over. He goes, "So you guys want to go get something to eat, right?" And he invites her and everybody. Now I'm at this table, and there was like 10 other people there. And he's all the way down the end, and he's still like yelling down, trying to interrupt any of my talking to her. I mean, so long ago. I just remember one point the check came, and I didn't have any money, so I said, just give me the cash. I'll put it on my card. He's like, "Oh, he's just trying to get the miles." Like that's how he was doing it, right? It was the middle of the dinner, right? And I finally just look at her. I just give up, right? Because he won't shut the up. And I finally just looked at her. I go, "Can I at least split a cab with you home?" So she does that female thing. "Why do you want to split a cab with me?" I was just thinking. I go, "Because I want to kiss you." Right?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Right.
So she put her head down and smiled, and I was like, "I got her, this guy." So I let him do all his bullshit. Everybody leaves except for him, me, and who's going to become my future wife. And he literally goes, "Nia," he goes, "Where do you live? Where do you live? Do you live uptown?" And she goes, "Yeah, I live uptown." I go, "I live too." He goes, "You want to split a cab?" He was trying to leave with her, and she goes, "No, I'm riding home with Bill." Hey. And he's going like, "Oh no, but I live up." He was so in his. She just said, "I'm not going to say his name." She went, "So and so, I'm splitting a cab with Bill," and then he left.
And the rest is history.
I don't talk to him for 4 days, and he calls me up. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Nothing. What's up?" He's like, "You didn't call me because you thought I was blocking you the other night?" And I'm like, "You were." He goes, "No, I wasn't." I'm like, "Why did you bring it up?" So that was the end of that friendship.
Well, that was crazy because I'm literally still starstruck. Just like, remember when I just walked past the room and I was like, "Oh, Bill, where's Bill Burr? How you doing?" And he was just looking like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, not at all like, "Oh yeah, I am that guy." It was just real cool. And the first time you made me laugh was Racial Drafts, the Dave Chappelle skit that you did.
Like
the
3 years old.
When it came out, but I watched it because I was a big fan of Chappelle's show. And then every special.
That was one of the coolest things.
Yeah.
First really cool thing that I ever got on, where it was like I got to experience. It was like Beatlemania. Yeah. I don't know if anything gets that big again with all of this media.
Nah.
But it was like when everybody brings up, the Rick James one and all of that. I will tell you this: the Law and Order sketch that I was in, the first cut of that, that I think Comedy Central thought was too dark. Oh my God! It was like an Oscar-winning movie because it was hilarious, and then it was like when the white dude was in prison in the end, the way they did it, and they cut to Dave laughing on the golf course. It wasn't funny. It was like, "This is what you do to us." It was like, wow. Southern Comedy Central like, we thinking there's a different ending.
They didn't like it.
That was another thing too. I remember they used to edit it right up the street from where I was living, and I remember Neil Brennan going, "You gotta come see this." And I got to see them the Rick James sketch before anybody else, and I remember laughing my ass off. And there just became a point I stopped laughing, and I was just like, "This is like." I've never seen anything like this in my life. Yes, that was probably the first, kind of still like one of the coolest things I got to be on. I met Charlie Murphy. Rest his soul. Oh man, the stories that went with that guy.
Yeah,
he had. Oh my God, his stories.
Bill Burr, man.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you for having me. You guys were nice. Everybody got me all nervous. Like you guys are
Why?
Let's not go why. Let's not go why. You know why. You know why.
It ain't over yet, so just leave it alone.
I gotta be honest with you. I listened to one clip and I shut it off after 8 seconds.
What clip was it?
Somebody said something like, "Well, sometimes I whatever the hell he was talking about," and I just hear you go. Why would you do that? Just going like, oh, is it going to be this?
But now
I had a good time.
Well, thank you.
Hey, there's my insecurity. I hope you have me back. I really appreciate what you said.
Bill Burr.
All right, thank you.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Steady calling my phone.
It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you're just joining us, Charlamagne had a question.
It's not me. I told you we was in the control room and I was talking to our team and they asked the question, where do all old hoes go? I think it's on TikTok, right? See, there's something happening on TikTok. This is a question that's being asked.
Where do old hoes go?
Yeah, and I'm realizing that it must be young people asking this question because there's old folks. We know where the old hoes go.
You know what? That could be a good thing because if some of the young hoes want to know what happened when they become older, they want to know where they should be going.
Well, the truth to the matter is young hoes just grow up to be old hoes. And what happens to the old hoes is life happens. They end up having kids. You know, some of them, go to college. Like we act like just the term hoe has such a negative
connotation,
to it.
Right?
So when you think hoe, I don't know what you think, but hoes are people too. Okay, and they go to college and they get degrees, or they go out there and they get good jobs and they live lives. Like, truth to the matter is, and you don't want to hear this, your mama probably was a hoe, but you ain't never had a conversation with her to see what her sex life was like. You know what I mean? Back in the day,
that'd be awkward.
Mama had a life, grandma had a life. You know what I mean? And I know we got to be fair and say that men are definitely hoes too, but we know it's a double standard, so we only talk about the women right now. So the reality is, hoes are everywhere. Hoes make the world go around. There's hoes that are, running Fortune 500 companies. They're in the C-suites. You know what I mean? There's hoes in the church. There's hoes that, own the local grocery stores like that. Like, what's
I hate saying the term hoes, but I would say church, right? And the reason being is because when you get a little older, you want to kind of repent for all the hoism that you did, right? Good or bad.
Yeah, you done gave it to everybody, so now you want to give it to God.
There you go.
Yeah. You done gave it up to everybody. So now you got to give it to the Lord.
Give it to the
That's
God.
right.
That's right.
Lord, the only one you ain't gave it up to.
Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the phone. We got Tatiana on the line. Tatiana, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Envy?
Tatiana. How old are you, Tatiana?
What's up, Charlamagne?
What's up, Tatiana? How old are you?
Well, I'm 24.
Okay, I don't know if you're old enough to have this conversation.
Well, and this thing you say
Listen,
your grandmother's...
my grandmother talk about it all the time.
Oh, your grandma was a hoe?
Retired hoe.
She is still, but she plays with her toys now.
Damn.
What?
How old is she?
Yeah, she's 53, but she likes the Africans.
Young.
She likes them 24 or younger.
Oh, okay, so she never stopped hoeing.
She never stops. She's still out here.
I bet you she's young. I bet she got a young, youthful energy to her, too, at 50-something.
She's still, and she's still looking for anybody that's listening.
By the way, I want y'all to know 50-something ain't old, but it's coming from a 45-year-old man, okay?
I said 53, Charlamagne.
53 ain't old.
53 ain't old. So you basically saying...
53.
So you trying to say old hoes don't retire. They still hoeing.
They still out here, man.
Salute to your grandma.
Okay.
God bless her. I hope she hoe until she got to take her dentures out this.
What? Hello, who's this?
Thomas from Brooklyn.
Thomas, good morning.
What's up, man?
Where do all the old hoes go, Thomas?
Oh, all old hoes go to heaven, man. They cook, clean, and they do that thing. You feel me?
Word is mine. Listen, here's the other thing. Thomas, I love the enthusiasm in your voice, because here's the thing that we don't talk about enough. Mm-hmm. We love hoes.
Yep.
We do. We do. Like, you even want the woman you marry, you want your lady to have some hoe in her.
Damn right.
Yeah. So they say lady in the streets.
But
freak in the bed. Freak hoe, whatever you want to call it.
Need a whore in the bed.
A whore.
Jesus
the
Christ.
whole word.
All right.
WHORE.
All right.
Real asshole. Word to the city girls.
All right. Thank you, brother. Nicole.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How old are you, Nicole?
Good morning. Nicole, so the question is, where do the old hoes go?
I need to know how old you are first, Nicole.
I am 40 years old.
Okay, so you're an old hoe.
She ain't gotta be an old hoe. You don't know if she hoeing or not. Are you an old hoe?
Talk to us, Nicole.
I am not an old hoe. However, I say I'm very experienced.
Okay. So
now, gentlemen, my opinion is that old hoes are male and female. I think some of them go on to be very successful individuals that influence the world.
That's right.
They could be military commanders, they can be business owners, or they could be radio talk show hosts.
You're absolutely right.
Charlamagne?
That's right.
That's facts.
You're right.
Thank you, Nicole.
Where you from, Nicole? Hold on. Where you from, Nicole?
I'm from Harlem, but I live in New Jersey now.
Okay. We don't know each other, do we?
Uh-oh.
No, but my family is from South Carolina, Moncks Corner, Bono.
Uh-oh. Okay. All right. All right, Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole.
Good talking to you, gentlemen. Have a great day.
Good talking to you, too.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
I think like that little right Charlamagne.
The right Charlamagne, yeah,
Charlamagne.
like, you
What
know.
that mean?
But, you know, her family from Monk's
But that
Corner.
means she's been listening to me for a long time.
Or she knows.
I'm a reform hoe.
Or she knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
I'm a reform hoe. Ain't no thing.
You think hoeing is hereditary?
Is hoeing hereditary? I think everybody likes sex. You know what I'm saying? And people, it's just everybody likes sex. Who do you know that doesn't like sex? Everybody likes sex in some way, shape, or form.
Asexuals, though?
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know either. But somebody shouted out at the back of the class.
Stop listening to these young kids.
Back of the class.
Stop listening to these young kids. Right? I don't even know what the hell that is. What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is April. How you doing?
April, good morning. We're asking, where do the old hoes go?
So the old hoes retire and go back to the from high school who always loved them. Like, the one with the good pension. That's where they go.
That's a good point.
So after you done ran around and gave it up to everybody, you just go back to old faithful from high school, huh?
Pretty much.
Okay. Thank you, April. Paula, good morning, Paula. Paula, you there?
Hey, yes, I am. Hi.
Hey, good morning.
How old are you, Paula?
Hi. So the question of the day should be like a Family Feud question, but I say they go to church.
How old are you, Paula?
I'm 38.
38. Okay, so you getting up there.
But you don't know she a hoe.
Yep.
Are you?
Exactly.
Do you think you a hoe?
I just hell no. I just dropped off all these damn kids at school.
How many kids you got?
I got 3 girls.
Oh, for real? How many baby daddies?
Oh my God.
How many baby daddies? Paula.
I got 2. Two.
Okay, 2 baby daddies. Mm-hmm. All right. How many boyfriends?
Yeah. How many what?
How many boyfriends?
I got none. I'm married. I've been married for 10 years.
Oh, okay. So you married to one of your
baby daddies. Babies.
Yep. Correct,
okay, good job.
Yep.
Good job. Did you tell him about your did you show him your whole facts before y'all got married? Did you show him
No. I was actually the unexpected young mom at 20 out of my friend group. So I was the one that graduated with my D card, and all my friends were I guess trying to push me to give love a chance.
So, they were trying to push me to give love a chance because I was too busy out here hoeing.
Hell no.
Thank you, Paula. Jesus Christ.
When your friends got to push you to give love a chance, you're doing too much out here.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is me from Detroit.
Me from Detroit. We're talking about where do the old hoes go?
I'm going to say about 70% of them go to Facebook.
Boy, you ain't lying. You are not lying. All old.
Thank you.
At least about 70%.
Because Facebook is the place you go, and then you be seeing all of the girls that you knew that used to be hoes, and you be like, oh, that's what she doing now.
What's the moral of the story? Jesus Christ.
The moral of the story is city girls, real ass whores coming soon. I can't wait. They gonna have the world in shambles.
October 20th is the date.
October 20th?
Yeah, that's right.
No!
Yes, why?
That's next week.
Yeah, why? What happened?
The city girls coming out next week?
Yes, why?
Man, they about to have the fall in shambles. Real ass whores coming out next week?
October 20th.
Man, come on now. Come on, JT.
You sound like an old whore right
happy.
now.
I'm excited
he got. Next week, what?
Let's go. I hope they got a record with Sexy Red.
Shout out to Carisha and JT.
They're gonna have the conscious community in shambles. The conscious community is not gonna know what to do with themselves when that real ass whore by the city girls drop. You hear me?
All right, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Jess is out today.
That's right. She's on maternity leave.
So Lauren LaRosa
Congratulations,
is joining us this
Jess.
morning. Mm-hmm. And we got some special guests in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Will Packer.
Hey, that's right. What's happening?
And we have Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
He's here.
We have what's left of Kevin Hart.
Is that too loud for you?
So Kevin was supposed to be here earlier.
Can I tell you the irony of this, right? Kev's hungover right now. But if you read the first chapter in Will Packer's book, he has a chapter called "We Gonna Die Tonight."
Yeah,
right.
This is true.
And it's essentially this story. This is what you were worried about, Will.
No, on all seriousness. So last night, we're doing promo and everything for Fight Night. We're rolling out all of the carpet of the carpets. So before the actual premiere, we announced it, but I had to leave because I had to do Seth Meyers. Yeah. And Seth Meyers has a segment called Drinking with Seth. You go to a bar and Seth makes these drinks or whatever, and it's like, for an hour and a half to 2 hours, you're drinking throughout the interview.
What could go wrong with that?
And, I don't drink anything outside of my tequila at this point in my life. So, you know,
Grand Carmino.
anything else,
Great tequila, by the
anything
way.
else, I'm very unfamiliar with. And Seth said, let's close it out with your tequila, but let's start it with everything. So he threw it all at me. Like, I'm talking, it's Jägermeister and Wild Turkey. I mean, we were brown, we were dark.
Kevin, you too old to be mixing stuff.
But
no is a complete sentence.
You can, but you have to understand the beauty of good television. And it was a good conversation, great interview. And while we're drinking for good reason behind the answers, and we finished it with the tequila. We went through a lot. And I just don't remember the back half of the time. And that's why I didn't show up to the after party. I missed that.
Right.
And this morning at 6 a.m., I would have been here, bro.
Why couldn't you miss the after party after the Garden that night so y'all could have just got back to Atlanta?
Because we weren't drinking. That's why I don't understand why he's being a like, we had a good time.
Kevin, it was our movie.
We weren't up like, oh, man, where's my jacket? We weren't just out. I had a show.
You
We
gotta
had to get
explain to the
back.
people.
Biggest movie of our career, okay?
Where's your tampon?
And he leaves.
Jesus Christ,
He
Will.
books
It's
a
enough.
show at Madison Square Garden. He tapes a comedy special in the middle of our movie. He booked it, right? And so he left the show in the middle of it, right? Biggest movie for Universal Studios. He leaves, but you know what he does? Because this is the evil genius of Kevin Hart. He goes, hey man, I got to do this show. It's next week, you know. He tells me a week before. He goes, hey, you know what? You and Tim Story, the director, come. Like, he's like, I got the jet. You know what? Bring your wives. Bring the wives. So my dumb ass, I'm like, you know what?
You brought the wives.
And you know what he said? He said, that way you can make sure that we get back on time. Because I knew we had to shoot the next day. So we were shooting one day. He's going to go do the show that night. And then we had to shoot the next morning on a location we could only get that day.
You know what it's called?
He's like, come with me.
You know what it's called, guys? An alibi. So to
He's absolutely right. He's absolutely
well,
right.
That's a lie.
He's absolutely
You
right.
can't think I'm a professional because the director and the producer were with me. So you can't think I'm an asshole. They would be an asshole.
Two, Kevin has an amazing show at Madison Square Garden. All the celebs come out. Afterwards, we had an after party that he did not tell me about. I'm in there with Carmelo Anthony buying bottles going, oh, we dying tonight. We turning up tonight.
Why is wars have power? Why are we going to die tonight?
This is what, well, we gonna die tonight means we're having a good time. If you're choosing to die over life, how good of a time is that? Huh? Last night, I didn't say we're gonna die tonight. I was like, oh, this is work.
When I was in that club and I saw my career flash before my eyes because I realized there was no way we were going to be able to get back in time. I had that moment because I'm sitting there looking at Kev and I realized we're not going to make it. And Kev looks at me. He goes, well, we tried. We tried.
That was it.
I looked at Kevin Hart and I realized that he had convinced me, the producer and director of the movie, to get on a jet with him so that when Universal called and said, why are y'all over budget and not able to finish the movie? And they say, well, Kevin Hart, Will Packer, and Tim Story were there. So the producer went with them. It would be on me. I was complicit. I realized that was his evil plan all along.
You called him a diabolical rascal spawn of Satan.
Now, that's true.
And he means that. That's the sad part.
I love him, but that's truer words never spoken, sir.
I will ask you and your listeners, what is a life without a great story? It's something that can't be talked about. It's untold. A life without stories is nothing. You need stories, good and the bad. He's about a great story. And by the way, that story did what? Amplified our relationship. And look at where we are now.
Fight night.
Huh? We're talking about something else that we're yet in business and we produced and developed together. Do we get here without that moment? No, we do not.
So why did you still want to be his friend after that? After you figured that out, you could have said, you know what? This relationship no longer happens.
See what I'm saying?
But you decided to jump back in.
You need to get to the edge.
Envy, I'm so afraid that if I leave Kevin Hart's life, he'll just implode. Right? He just burn up on the spot. I just don't know what he'd do without
I'll be
me.
honest with you, it's close to being over. It's close.
What is it about you two that works so well though? Because even like just here with you guys in person, it's like I could listen to this back and forth all day long. Like
Real talk, we're each other's most frequent collaborators. Kev done a ton of movies. I've done a ton of movies, TV projects. We haven't worked with anybody else more than we work with each other.
I'll give Will this on air, and half of it is because I'm still drunk. And drunk, by the way, offer some of the best tequila in the market.
Here it comes.
This is not a commercial, but it's just a time to let people know when it comes to smooth taste and it comes to an elegant, product, well, you gotta understand what and why. Gran Cormino is that and has been that, which is why I drink it at the level that I do. But it's not about that right now. It's not about the product. It's about the passion. And let's get to that. And we'll toast to that after with Gran Cormino. But I will say this about Will. I don't get to where I got in career or business without the information and relationship of Will Packer. You know what I mean? Like when it came to producing and when it came to development or it came to packaging, Will Packer is the guy that was the definition of what that was. So from the early days of Think Like a Man, he was the producer that came to me and said, hey, I got this thing. I want to do this thing. And I think you're the guy. And those are words. Words without action are just that. He put action behind the words. Everything he said he would do, he did. He got the people. He wrangled the directors, the actors, the actresses, the producer, partners, writers, etc. He configured a way to formulate and activate. And I was like, God damn, man, like, how do you do that? And he taught me. Will taught me how to do it. And as I progressed, I never forgot who he was and what he was. So our relationship today is based off of never forget. Like, you don't forget the real side of success attached to just care. He gave a f*** about me then. He gives more f*** about me now. In return, I double down on my level of give a f*** about him. So I don't want to win if I can't figure out a way to win with my brother. So the commitment that we made was, hey man, let's figure out a way to continue. Although, Kev, you're doing and you have, but how do we still do? And I love the fact that we still are, and we're committed to figuring out more ways to do more. And what you're seeing to date is a definition of what we want people to follow through with. Like, we are no egos. We are help your brother so he can help you. We are that. And I think it's the best story in Hollywood if people were more privy to how deep and like in depth it actually is.
Facts.
Right?
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk.
All right, we got more with Kevin Hart and Will Packer. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lawrence filling in for Jess. And we still kicking it with Kevin Hart and Will Packer. Charlamagne?
The Fight Night TV show, right? It shows these characters operating within a black world where they all hold power. So to your point, Kev, how effective has that concept been for you both in the world of Hollywood?
I think it hasn't been effective enough, and I think, you know, when you look at the Ice Cube and Kevin Hart of it all the middle common denominator, Packer and, all right, guys, let's do this, but let's make it, and Cube come in, and like, there's always a through line of connectivity, and that person has to be willing to go above and beyond. Fight Night is the definition of going above and beyond. All right, Kev, I got this idea. The idea came after I was supposed to do Uptown Saturday Night. Uptown Saturday Night was going to be me and Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace to the legend himself. I had no idea, well, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do that without Chadwick. That project is dead to me. Will had the actual rights to the original story, the true story. So Will came to me. I said, Will, I can't do a comedy because of this. Can it be serious? Can we do it in a way to where it's like a lot deeper, raw, real? He said, Kevin, absolutely. Hey, the podcast points me to the podcast that he was a part of, that understood, etc. All right, this is like real information now, real knowledge. Will, I'm a with it because it's you, but let's make sure that we try to go above and beyond to package it correctly. How do we do a premium cultural like piece of IP that has the bandwidth to live forever? And you can't do that without big stars. To get big stars, you need real relationships. So the leverage of understanding that we both shared and that we had at the top of get the studio's commitment, get the studio to back and support, then go get the talent. I got to be honest with you, my guy was a big part of all of that conversation. And I followed the lead of most. And I think where we were collaborative was dope. And the outcome was amazing talent, configuration, and now an example of what the business should follow through with.
That part is true. I will tell you that. Like Kev has definitely reached a part in his career, a moment in his career where, you know, you've had success and it's like, how do you grow? How do you work with people that you respect, and how do you build a machine that then empowers others. It's interesting, Charlamagne, you talked about like the world of Fight Night. Fight Night is really about a group of hustlers, dreamers, entrepreneurs who were trying to take Atlanta and turn it into something. This is back in 1970, right? Martin Luther King had just been shot a couple years earlier. Atlanta was like seen as a small country town that, you know, had a couple civil rights folks. Like, people didn't know if it was going to be the next Charlotte or Birmingham, and nothing wrong with those cities, but it definitely wasn't looked at on the level of like a global superpower or New York, Chicago, LA. You know, it was Atlanta, and it was not respected. But you had a group of folks, which is not unlike how Black Hollywood is right now, where you got a group of dreamers trying to figure out how do we work together. Now, of course, in Fight Night, you got, you know, a character who's Kevin's character. He's a hustler. He's going, yo, give me a shot. Give me a chance. I can just turn Atlanta into something great. Chicken Man. Weirdly, Sam Jackson, who plays the big gangster, the Black Godfather, in the show, he actually has also got a dream too, right? Even though he's a big gangster, he's running the Black Mafia, his dream is saying, you know what? The white man's been holding me down for a very long time. If y'all give me a shot and an opportunity, I can take over Atlanta. I can turn Atlanta into a black mecca. Oddly, even though like Kev and Sam's characters are at odds for most of the series, the reality is that they have the same kind of a dream. That's kind of how it is right now in terms of like folks like us in Hollywood in real life who are all trying to work together.
Is it true that Samuel L. Jackson was really there in Atlanta during that time?
Right there, dog. He was at Morehouse.
Yeah, Sam old as
Sam might hear this.
Sam, I remember like we were on a call with Sam at the start of it when Sam said like, yo, he liked it, he would do it. We were on a call, we going through the material, seeing what Sam said about the characters. Sam was like, yeah, man, y'all got to change a lot of this because more happened then. I was like, well, Sam, you know, I think we got the story, you know, because we, you know, the podcast and everything, we got the real information. He's like, I was there.
He did. He definitely did.
Sam.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? That happened. Like Sam he's very adamant about telling you where he was, what he knows. So the story of Fight Night got better. It got so much better as we went on.
How do you manage all these big ass personalities, bro? Kevin Hart, Taraji P. Henson, Samuel L. Jackson, Don Cheadle. How do you do it?
That is the hardest part of the job as a producer. You know what I mean? And in real talk, it's awesome when you got somebody like Kev who gets it, who understands at the end of the day what the bigger picture is. But a lot of times, I don't care if it's, you know, Hollywood, music, you know, stock market, whatever it is.
You say, Kev,
I'm not gonna talk to them.
Can you talk to them for me? Is what you say.
How much do you argue with Kev though? Because he seems like he's a lot.
Oh, bruh, let me tell you something.
I'm the least problem that you will ever have in any work environment.
That's true.
Unproblematic.
He's unproblematic. I mean, the challenge with Kevin is that he will overdo things, right? He will do things like have a show in Madison Square Garden at the same time that we have a big scene in our movie. Now, he's definitely
that's the one.
He's not a moderation guy. You know what I mean? That's part of the challenge. So that's why I'm here on the Breakfast Club. He eating this turkey sandwich, trying to get some grease in his gut.
Hot. It didn't burn you.
You should at least let it cool a little bit. Come on, animal.
This is what I needed.
Yeah.
This is it.
Now, with Hollywood,
this is why I can't take Kev. Listen,
I can't take him serious.
He does a phenomenal job as Chicken Man, but I can't take him serious in dramas because it just always seems like he's trying to make you laugh.
It's always jokes.
But can I tell you something? Real talk, Chicken Man's his best work yet. I'm telling you, you look at what he's doing with his eyes. And you know, a lot of people, you know, it's known that comedians they pull from pain, right? And that's how they deflect, and that's where a lot of the comedy comes from. Kevin's no exception. But the reality is that when he said we got to do this as a drama, that was a big risk because people say, all right, Fight Night, Kevin Hart starring it. Let's go. I'm ready to laugh, like you said, Charlamagne. But the reality is that this is serious. Now you have moments of levity, but the tone, make no mistake, is dramatic. Like it goes there.
Do you challenge yourself to do things outside of just comedy? Say, I just don't want this comedic role. I want this serious role. Do you challenge yourself, or do you just take roles that come?
None of it is a challenge. By the way, I'm developing the things that I do. Nothing is coming to me. I'm creating the things, or I'm a part of the process of how it gets to the final stages. I'm at that point. But I have no desire for the star of Kevin Hart to get bigger. That's so gone and done with. I'm more about the success of others, the success of the entity, the success of the brand, and I'm more importantly, the success of what we represent and what we can look back and say we did. That's bigger now than a conversation of myself. I did it. I'm done. What else am I going to do at this point?
All right, we got more with Kevin Hart and Will Packer. When we come back, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess, and we're still kicking it with Kevin Hart and Will Packer. Charlamagne?
Was it hard to find someone to play Muhammad Ali? And did you ever consider Will Smith?
We couldn't afford Will Smith.
Very challenging, right? And I think that you got to understand, obviously that's an icon. He's been portrayed before. For us, it was about finding a newcomer that wouldn't pull you out because these other characters you didn't know. Nobody knew Chicken Man, Kevin Hart's character, or Vivian Taraji's character, or Frank Moulton, Sam's character. But, everybody knows Muhammad Ali. So I think to have somebody in that role who you had some familiarity with and who you associated with something else would have pulled you out. And we really wanted to immerse you. Even with these big stars, we really wanted to take you to a time period, right, 50 years ago and really drop you in and be as authentic as possible. And we've paid a lot of attention to the detail and the nuances to try to get this thing right.
Boy, oh boy, did we choose right.
Yeah, come on, man. This cast. And by the way, not just the big names that you know. Like, there's some cats. Dexter Darden. Dexter Darden, you're going to be hearing a lot from him. There's some young gunners in this cast that you're going to be hearing that I predict you're going to look back and go, yo, remember when so-and-so went toe-to-toe with Kevin Hart and Sam Jackson?
Dexter Darden,
yes.
Melvin Gregg,
Miles Bullock, Sinqua Walls, Chloe Bailey does her thing. Yep, Lori Harvey jumps in.
I think you have the future of Hollywood.
Yeah.
My wife said that, and I was like, I don't think that's Lori because she looked so different.
Yeah,
Layla Hathaway. No,
Lola Falana. Lola Falana.
But I think you're seeing an amazing example of baton passing.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at people that are established, have been established for so long, and Sam and Taraji and Terrence and Don.
Yeah.
And then you also have the second tier of talent that is a valuable piece of this puzzle where they're toe-to-toe with the big names and you don't blink an eye. You understand why everybody is there and you respect the talent on screen and you still respect the story. You're never taken outside of the story. So for that younger generation that we were able to onboard,
no question,
it's a great example of what we want to do.
No question.
We want to be the example for the next generation, the bridge. We want to be the example for Global Success 4 or the new star that popped on.
Yep.
If we're part of those stories, then how dope is that? Like, that's the bigger side of the conversation of what?
Teresa Celeste, Jalen Hall. These are names you're going to know.
I have a question.
I was late here. I'll be late. Go ahead, Lauren.
Monique and Lee Daniels just did the Deliverance.
Yes.
Are we ever going to see a reconciliation with you and her? Because she...
I don't have a problem.
I know that there's no problem.
Reconcile.
No, but she has said that, like, I know when she was on Club Shay Shay and they talked about it, and she was talking about the phone call that happened from your team or whatever, right? Is there ever going to be a conversation that we hear you talk about where y'all two have another conversation about that and move forward?
I'll challenge your question with a better question.
Go ahead. You've been doing this for a long time.
Do you ever hear me talk about anyone? Do you ever hear anything bad come from me? No. There's no problem between me and Monique. There never will be. There's no problem between me and anybody else. There's nothing to reconcile. There's no problem. So all these problems that have been attached to Kevin Hart, they're one-sided. I don't have a problem with anybody.
I agree with that. It takes two people, right, to have a conflict.
That's what it has to be.
It's not a thing.
Social media has us up to the point of what you hear is what you're forced to believe.
Got you.
You do not understand, like, the common ground for truth is always a conversation. And if there ever is a conversation, then you're not forward-facing in a public statement. Ever. I didn't say anything about what I did for Monique or my gestures. You never would have heard it. It's a one-sided version or reason for. And by the way, I have no rebuttal to it. I stand on the side of I'm unproblematic. And if me and Mo want to do or could do or would do, we will. But that's a me and Mo thing. Like this new thing that people are like, let me tell you something, world.
Yeah.
That's a very, like, that's I want to be honest, I'm 45 years old. I'm 45 years old. And by the way, team or not, it's not hard to find me. Like, you know what, my schedule is online.
So she hasn't hit you since all of that stuff.
Me and Monique have had conversations, and those are me and Monique's conversations.
There you go.
Before and after. That's called adulting.
There you go.
I don't unadult.
Yeah.
So all of these new ways of conversation and finger pointing, it's very easy.
But you know, that's what I like about the movie Fight Night, right? Because it seems like they show each character in the movie as a hero in their own story, but a villain in somebody else's. So you see those different perspectives.
It's a super complicated narrative, which are my favorite kinds, because your protagonists, right, your quote-unquote heroes, are very gray and are very flawed, like in real life. And your antagonists are people that you root for. Those are my favorite kinds of narratives. I love that because we all know the world is not black and white, right? And so you're absolutely right. It's about complex people at a complex time. And that's really what the show was.
There's not a bigger supporter for the movement of people doing good. And Monique, Lee Daniels, reconciling that relationship, however it happened, great. Dope for them. Did a movie together after. Great story. Dope for them. I want to see more. Keep doing great. The conversation of anything else negative attached to a person's and their reservations and feelings to me, I want to see nothing but good for all. Like, I would love to see us all win. I would love to see us all at a table where we all can do. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, I guess it wasn't meant to be. But you can't have a stance of negativity, also a real initiative to move forward and like motivate, inspire, create, or do whatever. You can't be both. So it's either like you're one or the other. And if you are part of creativity, inspiration, collaboration, motivation, connectivity, then that has to be it. And whatever you gather along the way and whoever you align yourself with along the way, well, y'all all a part of the same story. If things fall apart through the duration of, it wasn't meant to be on that train. Some people miss a train. It's just life. Some people don't make it in time to catch the train. And the train that's going to go is going to go. Why do you think trains can't stop fast? They're moving. So either you're on the train or you're not. And if you didn't, catch the next train. That's life.
What makes it successful? Because, Hollywood didn't change. Before it was blockbuster movies. But now, there's so many other platforms to put your movie on. So what is successful for
But there's still quantitative metrics that they use to determine.
Quantitative?
I learned that at HBCU, brother. Just letting you know.
Been.
That's a fan you
did. I'm just that. Well, why is it? Because the reality is that you still have ways that you can determine how many people watched it, if the audience was into it, if they were engaged, and that stuff is important. And so that is definitely a part of what we do. Honestly, though, right now, it's about, I just want people to feel stuff. You know what I mean? I want to feel like we're touching the culture. I want to feel like whatever it is that we do, we don't have people feeling like we wasted their time. That's the point that we at.
In conclusion, the big takeaways for audience are very simple, man. The first one, of course, is Fight Night. Now streaming on Peacock. Do yourself a service and us a favor. Go watch it. A very good show, an amazing story that I think should have been told a long time ago. But for the city of Atlanta that we all know and love, it's a great highlight of how Atlanta got to be what it is now.
Facts.
Understanding the early stages of it, understanding the origin for us all, especially people of color, culture. We need to know.
Yep.
It's a great story.
8-part limited series.
8-part.
3 parts out right now. Dropping 1 per week. If you're like a lot of us, you're looking for what's that next series I can really get into and really get into the characters and follow
really
it.
good.
We're challenging you. Let this be your next series.
That's what I want you to walk.
Lastly, I want everybody to vote. That's the last thing I was saying. I'm gonna tell you to vote for, but we would be remiss if we didn't get on this platform and say that it's real. It's real, and these are challenging times. Make your voice heard one way or another. It matters.
You can tell
it
who you're
affects
voting
you.
for.
Kamala Harris.
I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
No
as well.
question. I appreciate that, black man, because we need more of us saying that.
That's right.
But that's my choice. That's what I choose to do.
Because I need everybody.
It's that. Will Packer. Thank you, family. We appreciate y'all.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning, y'all.
He gave me Donkey of the Day, and I deserve it.
People need to know.
Well, you need to tell them.
I am.
Because you have the voice. Tell them.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
It's a read, but you're so good at it.
You're trying to be a fake ass Charlamagne. There's only one Charlamagne to go.
Everybody's so sensitive.
Who you giving Donkey of the Day to now?
Listen, Donkey of the Day goes to Charles Christopher, who's 24 years old, Jordan Leonard, who's 25 years old, Taja Rose, who's 22, and D'Angelo Spencer, who's 26. Every single one of those individuals are part of a 9-count federal indictment charging them with committing armed robberies at several businesses in Los Angeles County. Question, man. What's going on in prisons nowadays? I seriously want to know, because when I was growing up, I saw Oz where men, were getting their chocolate starfishes scratched and, things like that, like watching these turd burglars breaking into other men's booties. That let me know prison wasn't no place to be. Okay, they had a documentary called Inside the World's Toughest Prisons. They had Beyond Scared Straight. They had all these images of prison that let us know this isn't where you want to be. Clearly that has changed. because I feel like there are young men out here literally campaigning to be America's next top inmate. See, according to People magazine, these 4 young men allegedly had what is described as a LA robbery routine. They would drive up to a 7-Eleven or CVS pharmacy in their blue BMW with the Pooh Shiesty mask on. They would pull out a gun and demand cash from the register or drugs from the store. Okay? Armed robbery. I get it. The problem is, it doesn't stop there. After they would do these robberies, I mean, literally every time, they would post on Instagram. Okay? Over a 7-week period from early November until Christmas Eve 2023, these 4 young men committed a slew of robberies. Okay? When an article says you have committed a slew of something, that means a lot, a large number of things. Jess, say slew. Slew, okay? Now, they robbed all these 7-Elevens and got about $7,617 in cash, along with thousands in CVS pharmaceuticals, which the article says they would later sell, but I don't know. Okay, when I hear what they were doing, sounds like they might have been using more than selling. Now, these guys, I told you, would pull up in a blue 2011 BMW 328i 4-door car every single time. The indictment describes it as distinct, meaning everyone knew this car. Everybody knew it was them. This is what happens when you watch Power one too many times. Okay, Tommy had a blue Mustang at the scene of every damn crime he ever committed. So y'all decided to do the same with a blue BMW? Delete your Stars app right now. Okay? This is too much. Now, on back in November, D'Angelo Spencer made a series of posts to Instagram before and after the alleged robbery. I really want to know where y'all think y'all be at when you be on social media. Okay, folks act like social media is some whole other dimension, some whole other Earth. Like we Earth 616 and social media is Earth 10005. All my Marvel heads know what I'm talking about. But some of you really act like what happens on social media doesn't have any impact on you in the real world. I don't get it. But Christopher would post on IG all the cash. On another post, he would be in all black clothing with his Pooh Shiesty mask pulled up to expose his face. Yes, the indictment claimed his all black outfit matched what the robbery suspects were wearing. Okay, let me describe some of these posts for you, man. One post, one of the men published photos of a bunch of $100 bills with the caption "loading up." Okay, with a sunglasses wearing emoji with the smiley face and a green check mark. These guys also robbed the same 7-Eleven twice. Okay, took cash out of 3 registers, then posted on IG later all the money with the caption "stacks of cash." Another time, one of the guys posted on IG following a robbery a picture of a bunch of piles of cash. He professed his love for his homies by putting "my bros," and he tagged all the bros who helped him commit the robbery in the picture. No. Listen to the caption of this one. This is a good one. One of them put stacks of cash that they just stole from 7-Eleven, and he captioned it with "love my bros. We go hit every time." Oh, boy. Oh, this one is good, too. After they stole about $2,130 worth of pharmaceuticals from an LA CVS, one of them put all the medication on Instagram and advertised the stolen medication for sale. The caption said, "I got SERP." Now they in jail. Okay, with no lawyers as of this past Wednesday. They have no lawyers, all right? 2 of them pleaded not guilty to the charges and were ordered jailed without bond. Another one hasn't entered a plea yet. The other is slated for arraignment. These young men need to have courses how to go to prison for dummies. I mean, you can't not tell me that these guys aren't purposely trying to go to prison so they can do some poop shoot plundering. There's nothing left to do here before we give them the hee-haw other than play a game of Guess What Race It Is? All right, Charles Christopher, Jordan Leonard, Tagoe Rose, D'Angelo Spencer robbed a bunch of 7-Elevens and CVS's. Every time they would rob the 7-Elevens and CVS's, they would put everything on Instagram. DJ Envy, Guess What Race It Is? Black. Down. Why? They driving a BMW, and the BMW is a black man's wish.
Everything that you said.
Everything.
Pooh Shiesty mask.
Okay.
I love my bros. Atting them, showing the cash online.
Jess Hilarious, Charles Christopher, Jordan Leonard, Tagoe Rose, D'Angelo Spencer. They would rob a bunch of 7-Elevens and CVS and post all of the stolen items on Instagram. Jess Hilarious, guess what race it is?
Black.
Down.
Why y'all think these people black?
Just everything on social media. We're literally our own detriment.
I don't know any white, Asian D'Angelos either.
What?
Do you?
D'Angelo. His name is D'Angelo, and his name Leonard. One of them named Leonard.
I know a biracial D'Angelo. Listen, Charles Christopher, Jordan Leonard, Tasia Rose, and D'Angelo Spencer are not black.
Hell no.
They're niggers.
That is powerful niggery at work.
There's a difference. All right. Please give Charles Christopher, Jordan Leonard, Tasia Rose, and D'Angelo Spencer the biggest hee-haw. There is a difference.
There is a difference, but not the ER. Why couldn't it just be NIGGAS?
Nah.
These are
they not my niggas. They them niggas.
They don't.
Okay, there's a difference between them niggas, my niggas, and then them niggas. They stay away from them niggas over there. Okay,
Yeah,
stay over them niggas. Stay away from them niggas. Those niggas, stay away from them. Okay.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey of the day.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Jess is still on maternity leave. Lauren LaRosa is filling in, and we got a special guest in the building. I didn't even know it was him. I seen him in the hall. I stood inside. I was like,
I was looking like, what rapper is that?
I was like, what New York rapper is that?
The funny thing is, we said Marlon looked like a rapper. Don't know rappers love the stage like Marlon? This stage.
Yeah, he stay working.
Stage.
He never want to be home.
He on the Wild Child comedy tour right now.
He hate his house.
No, you know what? I do kind of hate my house. But the thing is, I just love working. I've always loved working. And finally, I got something I love to do. And I'm getting better. And I just go, the more time I stay on the stage, and I think because I started late, it's not like I'm tired of it yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time, I'm like dyslexic with life in my career. Like, you're supposed to start out doing stand-up. I started out writing and producing and creating my TV show when I was Wayans Brothers when I was like 20. You know, writing and producing my own movies with my brothers, from Don't Be a Menace, the Scary Movie, you know, and doing my own stuff, Haunted House. And then at 39, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to take stand-up serious and I'm going to go do stand-up. And everybody's like, why the would you do that now? You already made it. And I was like, because I think there's more to get. I think I could be better. I've been a star for 20-something years. I want to be a superstar, and the only way to get there is just doing the work. So I just started doing stand-up.
And you had your four. I remember one time you came in. You said you had 4 specials planned. It was gonna be God Loves Me, Good Grief. Now you're doing the Wild Child tour. So is Wild Child the third installment?
No, because I did my first two already. It was the first one was Roques. Second one was You Know What It Is. It's on HBO Max. Third one was God Loves Me. The fourth one, Good Grief. And between that, I had the headliners, which was me and my boys, Sidney Castillo, Tony Baker, DC Irvin. Shout out to all my people, Esau McGraw. And then now I'm working on the Wild Child tour, but I probably named this one Skittles, and I'm ready to film this like now. The more I keep doing it, now I got like 2 hours, and that's really hard to cut down to an hour. So I want to hurry up and do it so I know my next 3. So for me, I want to get this done and retire it so I could, clear the canvas and paint something new.
So what is Skittles? Taste the rainbow? You really about to just say? You really?
He wasn't here for last time. He wasn't here last time. He was here last time.
Nah, it's kind of owed to my trans child.
Got you.
So,
shut your ass right up, huh?
Yeah. But no, that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I said you're gonna tell everybody because everybody was giving you flack because you posted all the pictures.
I tripled down. I don't believe in no. You want to start this? We gonna keep going. We gonna keep on going. No, I'm gonna keep on going. We gonna keep on digging. No, you started it. So but it's not even about them. It's really about me and my transition as a human. I throw myself under the bus because I wasn't like, yeah, this is great when they first decided to go down this road. I was against it because I'm like, yo, you're not looking at life. You're doing this now in your youth. You may regret this when you like 45 and you have a kid and you ain't got no to breastfeed with.
Jesus Christ.
So, as a parent, I was like, protesting, but at the same time, I went through this journey from ignorance and defiance to complete acceptance. And I just think a lot of people need to hear the truth and hear a story. I tell funny truths, things that, hurt me or things that, I'm imperfect. and I'm not all the way, there. I don't always have the right answers, but I think it's good to be human and be human on the stage, because when you talk about truth, now you're not just telling jokes. Now you're actually healing. There's people in the audience. I got people coming up to me after my shows crying, like, "Oh my God!" And they did it with good grief, and they doing it now with the Wild Child tour. It's crazy.
Does your son get offended? Does your son say, "Dad, enough now"? Like, you've been on the Breakfast Club twice talking about it. You've been talking like enough is enough.
Oh, they tired of my shit. But see, you like your college paid for. So what I got to do is I got to talk about things. I'm sorry, baby. Dad gonna do what he do.
I always wanted to know with your son, did you have to sit down and say, okay, well, explain it to me, break it down, because we come from a different place where jokes is jokes. Did you have to sit down and be like, explain what you want me to say, what you want me to call you, how you feel, this, that, and the other? Did you have to go through that?
Yes, and it was so damn confusing because, they started with pronouns, and I'm like, look, I went to public school in New York City. I don't know about no pronouns. I know nouns and verbs. That's all they taught us. You know what I mean? So they broke it down and all this, and it's too much. And then I got to change from calling them she to now he and they, and I'm like, they, just two of you? What's I don't understand.
Oh my God.
They is the most confusing one.
I'm just so confused, but they took me through the tutorial, and they know that sometimes I still, because for 23 years you were her, and now they and they give me grace.
But they know he knows you still love him.
They know I love him. They know I love him. I'll fight. I'll die for him, no matter what. Don't matter. That's my child. You know what I mean? And I think all parents should defend and pull up for their children. That's my child. And I want them to be happy, and if that makes them happy, I'm happy for them.
We saw you come to Boosie's defense when the back and forth was happening online with his daughter. Yeah. Have you guys spoken? Like, do other parents call you because you're very open about your journey?
No, I get fricasseed. People fried me up for coming to his defense.
They did, for sure.
But I wasn't coming to his defense. I'm telling people, hey man, y'all mind your business and let families work out their shit. That's private between him and his daughter, and they don't need your fuel. They don't need my fuel, but I'm telling you, when you're ironing out your personal problems, that's between him and his daughter, and everybody got something to say. That's what I don't like about social media. That man is dealing with his child, and they need to express themselves and hold space. We live in a society where we're unforgiving, and all we do is add fuel to fires and watch it burn and applaud. And I'm just like, yo, let that man hold space. It takes him time. When it first happened to me, it took me time. You can't expect somebody to instantly be like, I accept everything. It takes time, and God has his way of talking to each and every one of us. We all gonna have our sit down with God. I had mine, and he will have his. And I hold space that man changes his point of view, and that him and his child come together and love each other like any black father and black daughter, or white or daughter father, period. That's what I want.
I agree with that, but the you and your child didn't work it out through social media.
No, we didn't.
Like, Boosie was in interviews talking, then
because my child been unfollowed me.
Then his child replied to an interview he did. Yes. That's the problem I be having. Like, don't tell your personal business in these interviews if you don't want the world to have an opinion about it.
Yes, but and that's to their fault. But they figured it out, and as they should. But I just hold space for prayer, and hold space within myself, that people can grow up, that people can change. Every person should have the opportunity to change. Even brothers that are in prison, there's a reason why there's prison. It's time for you to sit in time out and have conversations with God and reform. But when they come out, we should applaud them for the time they did. They did the time. Now let's hold space that they're better people.
All right, we got more with Marlon Wayans when we come back. He's on the Wild Child Comedy Tour. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Now, we're still kicking it with Marlon Wayans. Now, let me ask you a question.
Oh, I done got myself in trouble again.
You said prison. I'm just curious. How many times have people asked you, have you ever been to a Diddy party?
They pulled up that tweet.
What the they got to do with prison? How you get that from
Diddy's in prison. It just made me think about it. I seen the baby oil behind you. It just made me think about it.
Oh, that's crazy. You do have a baby oil. All right, so here's the thing. I've been to 10, 15. I know Puff since he was Puff. I knew we went to college together, so I went to Howard. I always wanted to go to Diddy parties. At the hottest parties in D.C.
Right.
I was too young to get into those. But when I got to L.A. and throughout the years, the 90s, come on, man, my Biggie, and I've been around a long time. And I will say this, I've been to maybe 10, 15, some of this house, I've never seen I have never. You put a lie detector test on me when they're like, "Oh well, there's videos." Great, show me. You gonna see me sipping Ciroc and maybe pushing the deli on to the side 'cause that too strong. But you ain't gonna.
And nasty.
You get a little sugar. You gotta put a little. You gotta put a little Ciroc in your deli on. And but you know, I've never seen any of the stuff that they say happen. I never been to a freak off. That's just not my vibes. That's not Wayne's vibes. Beyond that, I gotta honor. I go to a party, whatever, but I always got my mother, my father, and God. And you can be around things and then go, yeah, this ain't for me.
Right.
That's just never been my vibe. I don't get off. I don't even like watching porn with BBC. No, I want mine to be the only BBC in the room.
When you hear these stories, though, like, and you know, they be tragic stories. You hope that none of this, you hope it's not true, but you got to listen to the alleged victims.
Yes.
Did you have jokes immediately, like when you read some of this stuff?
A billion of them. Oh my God. I heard Puff Up. I said, man, I got some jokes for you. I'm not sure you want to hear them right now. Did he respond? Oh, listen, I hear him. I've known these guys my whole life. I've been growing up in Hollywood. When it happened to Russell Simmons, I hit Russell Simmons up and I said, hey, you're having a terrible week. So yeah, I hit them up on their worst day, you know, and I hold prayer because I know the kids. And I'm just like, and I'm not excusing any of those actions. When I saw the Cassie tape, that hurt my feeling. And it hurt my feelings to see a black man do that to any woman or any man do that to a woman. I wasn't raised like that. Right. But as much as I see that video and I hurt for her, you know, there's a part of me that hurts for that little boy in there that was taught that kind of toxic behavior.
That's how I know
and
you're
I
there.
pray that he heals. I pray that he's sitting with God right now. I don't need to throw that man under a bus. Mm-hmm. God is talking to Puff right now, and that's between God and him. And whatever happens, and that's between him and God. But I'm going to pray for those kids. I'm going to pray for the family. I'm not going to act like stuff didn't happen. And I ain't going to act like I ain't got no jokes. I got some wonderful jokes that I got in my show.
You had a baby when you went to the show?
Everybody got a baby oil joke. He got 1,000 bottles of baby oil. But everybody got jokes, and he know what it is, and the kids know what it is. But, you know, I don't want to kick a man when he down. Absolutely. And I think, like I said, man, I know that family, and I pray for them all, you know.
You know, also, too, man, the thing I love about comedians say things and have conversations that everybody do be thinking. Yeah. We have to have comedians in the world. Yes, like God created y'all for a special reason. Yeah. Like the same way there's doctors and, you know, lawyers, like you need comedians in the world.
And you need journalists. You need people that, you know, sit there and ask the hard questions. I seen you had that lady sweating, the Trump lady. She was...
Laura Trump.
Yeah, she was sweating up a storm, started looking just like her father-in-law. I said, this crazy. You made the white lady nervous.
So let me ask you a question.
And you can't go over there and get no love from her. She's like, anyway.
Oh, she was about to roast Lauren.
Every time she said, period.
She was on me.
So Damon's coming out with Papa's House.
Papa's House. That's with him and Lil Damon, and that's CBS. Make sure y'all check it out. Mm-hmm. I've been down to the set. It's a really funny show, and you know, Damon don't miss, and him and his son Lil Damon's brilliant. And right now there's like 62 Wayans is working over there. So you know, the whole set is all Wayans.
Do y'all send like a text out like, "Hey man, new show, who want to help?" like how does that go?
Like a family
group chat.
It organically happens.
Yeah.
Like my sister Kim is one of his showrunners on the show, so she's writing on the show. We like to have family around because my family be like, See, that's why that magic joke happened because I had nobody around.
To be like, no.
Say no. Oh, Damon would be like, keep that one. I got a little something more you can add to it.
you realize that's one of the funniest Breakfast Club interviews? I don't even like to talk about it.
Which one?
When Damon Wayans was up here?
Oh, yeah. I think that's the one that made him stop doing stand-up. Because that's why Damon don't do stand-up. Damon don't do stand-up because he feel like the world became so judgmental. Yeah. And I think he's right, but he's not. What I found is the world is judgmental on social media. When I go to comedy shows,
that's right.
People want to laugh.
I agree.
The audience wants to laugh. The social media got the studios up. They're not making comedies because they're scared to make comedies. They don't think people want to laugh. And I'm like, you are so wrong. And that's why we coming back. We're in the 4-5. We about dunk hard on them. That people need to laugh. And I know my purpose. You know, I look at how depressed the world feels. And we need to laugh again. Like, I don't care where it comes from, how it comes. You take the darkest subject, the darkest topic and you go, here's what's funny. That is what my job is. You know what I mean? You can't criticize a fireman for not putting out part of a fire.
That's right.
He goes into burning buildings to find bodies. I go into burning buildings to find jokes. And that's what I do for a living. And I'm never going to not tell jokes, period. And if you get canceled, good. You know what canceled means? That means that the real is staying and them ass went home.
Yeah, everybody don't got the backing that y'all. Some comedians are scared because they can't just walk away from stuff, or they're scared that brands walk away from them. They don't got no money. They don't have no ability. Like, you guys have it's different for the Wayans.
They got the
family.
stage, though. No,
yeah,
you
y'all
got the stage.
like,
Because we have a brand, right? Our brand has stood the test of times. We started in the 80s.
Right.
Damn. This is generational. And now, probably 40 years.
That's beautiful.
Between me, Damon, Sean, Keenan, Kim, that's 230 years of comedy between each one of us. Like, we are masters at joke telling. People trust our brand with finding the light. When we did In Living Color, Damon doing and David doing Men on Film, that's the first time gay people were introduced into your living room and people felt like, oh, this is safe. Even gay people loved Men on Film because the way we do things is we try to do it with kids' gloves. We want the people that we making fun of to be like, oh, that was funny. That's why you can't cancel us for white chicks. You know who love white chicks the most? White chicks. So the people that we send up usually laugh the loudest. And I'm sure people need to laugh. So that Wayans brand, we coming back.
With the comedy tour.
Absolutely. I didn't say it was a comedy tour. But I'm on a comedy tour, the Wild Child tour. The point is.
So the name of the tour is Everything Was God? Huh? The Wayans Brother Comedy Tour.
That was tricky. That was all. You almost got me. You almost got me on that one. But before we drop, I got your number. I'm gonna call you and I tell you. And I got your number.
You got my number. Well, we appreciate you for joining us.
Always. Thank you. You asked me all these hot questions. Now I'm gonna get a collect call from Diddy from jail. Magic gonna kiss me in the lips.
This guy's stupid. It's Marlon Wayans. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do, and it's really, really simple. We are blessed to be a blessing to others. It's really just that simple. You were not just blessed for yourself. You were blessed to be a blessing to others. So go out there and be a blessing to others. Have a great day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?